What's up everyone, it's Scotty with MoneyVest. So in this video, I wanted to break down some very interesting data points and statistics for all of you. As always, if you enjoy this video and find it helpful, make sure that you drop a like. We're going to take a look at the Nasdaq because it's been on a 4-week of consecutive gains. And I wanted to go back and really figure out, okay, since 1990s, in the last 20 plus years, how many times has the Nasdaq rallied over 4 weeks in a row? And when does that rally usually come to an end? In other words, for me to find out that streak, right? What are we looking at in terms of that streak and how long can it really last? So hope you guys enjoy this video and find it helpful. Again, make sure that you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Link to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below. I would really appreciate that if you want to take advantage of that 16% annual discount that's available till the end of this month. And of course, you get access to a lot of our data-driven research and analysis like this. This is also going to be shared in our spreadsheets for all the members, and of course, our members-only private videos and our Discord channels, including trade alerts and trade ideas as well. So link's going to be down below, and we'd love to have you on board. So this right here is the market. And as you'll notice that we have seen for the QQQs more specifically, a little bit of a bull flag breakout, right? So we've been talking about the FANG stocks, we've been talking about big tech and Magnificent Seven companies. And if you come over to that particular index, it is now trading well over 1900. And this right here was the analysis that we were talking about. Very strong rally, a little bit of that consolidation sideways. And the last 4 weeks have been very strong for the Nasdaq. And of course, we have seen a very nice rally back up over 18%, pretty much trading up to 1945. And I believe it's also hit a new all-time high almost. So the high from 2021 in November was 1944. And the high that we just marked on Friday was at 1951. So we just hit a new all-time high for the Magnificent Seven and big tech companies. Not to mention, if you come take a look at QQQs, also a very nice breakout to the upside. It was up a little bit over 90 basis points, close to 1% on Friday. And we are almost at all-time highs. If you take a look at the Nasdaq 100, NDX index, we are pretty much at an all-time high. The all-time high sits at well over 1679. So another 4.5%, close to 5% rally, and we are there. The Nasdaq Composite, which again encompasses more stocks, not just the Nasdaq 100 companies, is a little bit more ways away. So we are looking at maybe another 8 to 10% rally here for the Nasdaq, actually a little bit over 13% in order for it to get back up to its all-time highs. And I've mentioned that a lot of individual stocks, including the likes of Apple, Amazon, we've got Nvidia, we've got AMD, a lot of them are actually trading at somewhat overbought levels, especially if you look at the daily chart with the RSI and the MACD, especially very, very overextended to the upside right now. And that same thing is true for Google, for Amazon. You can see the RSI MACD kind of hanging up there. I will be doing a technical update on a lot of these big tech and magnificent stocks over the weekend. And we'll also take a look at the market breadth and technicals and whatnot. But as you can see, that we are already overextended right now. One last thing I want to mention before we get into the research, make sure that you do take advantage of the Cyber Monday sale. Individual courses are going to be 50% off, and the big bundle, that's all 4 courses, fundamentals, technicals, options, and psychology. The entire bundle, 4-course bundle, is going to be 70% off. This is literally our biggest sale of the year, and the coupon code is going to be Cyber Monday. And this does expire Monday night. So at Monday midnight, it is going to go away. Coupon code Cyber Monday, and 50 to 60% off on other bundles, but the big one is 70% off. And also TradingView also has a Cyber Monday sale, 70% off, also available until Monday night. So this right here is the research, okay? And I wanted to go back a little over 20 years to kind of better understand what this data looks like. So you'll notice that we're going back as far as 1999, so almost 24 years actually. And this is the weekly change for QQQs, for the Nasdaq, right? So this is basically QQQ's price on a weekly basis and where it ended up closing. So right now you'll notice that we're looking at $389.51. It closed at around that level. I believe it should be the same level. Let's take a quick look. So it closed at $389.51, right? So you can see that over here, $389.51. It's taking a little bit of longer to load, but you can see the price right here, $389.51. So that's the closing price. And what I've done here is the week over week change. Okay, so this is from last week. So it was up 90 basis points. And if I zoom in, you'll notice the last 3 weeks have been very strong. 90 basis points this past week. The week before that, it was up 2%. The week before that, it was up almost 3%. And the week before that, it was up 6.49%. So of course, the last 4 weeks have been very strong. And we have seen the Nasdaq rally a little over, I think 10%, 10 to 11% over the last 4 weeks. Now, what I wanted to understand is how long can this streak go on, right? Because this has been 4 consecutive weeks of rally. Now, in the last 24 years, let me just break it down, okay? There's been 1,289 weeks in the last 24 years for the Nasdaq, and of those, the number of times the Nasdaq has rallied over 4 times have been 140 times, okay? This is not weeks, but this is 140 instances, right, where the Nasdaq has rallied over 4 weeks in a row. Not 4, but over 4, so 5 or more, okay? So this is basically saying that over 140 instances in the last 24 years, the Nasdaq has rallied 5 or more weeks in a row. And that's 10.8%. So we are now less than 11% in the last 24 years where the Nasdaq has carried forward 5 consecutive green weeks or higher in the past. Now, if you take a look at 6 weeks or more, which is going to be more than 5 weeks, so 6 weeks or higher consecutive green weeks, only 81 instances. Okay, that is 6.2%. 7 weeks or higher, looking at 29 instances or 29 times. 8 weeks or higher, we're looking at 19. So now we're less than 1.5%. And over 9 weeks of consecutive green, like in other words, 9 green weeks in a row, that's a very strong streak for the Nasdaq, only happened 10 times, 10 instances, and that is less than 1%. And of course, 11 or more and 13 and more, we're looking at 5 and 2 instances. If I basically, format this data, so let's just say, let's just unselect everything and just look at, there's also been 13 and 14. So if you go to 14, you'll notice that this rally happened in 2012. There were 14 consecutive weeks of green. Imagine what that looks like. Just think about it. 14 weeks is a little over, 4 months? 4 months? Like, if you go back, I just want to double check this data. Like, this is from April 2nd, right? So I just want to make sure that this is indeed correct because it not feel right. 14 weeks of green, but I just want to double check in front of you guys. I haven't done that right now, so I'm just going to go back and double check this data to kind of help you understand that, okay, this is actually indeed accurate analysis. So if it's not, it's going to be pretty embarrassing, but let me just quickly take a look. So we are going back as far as April 2nd of 2012. So 2012 is going to be over here. Okay, so there we go. Okay, it does seem like it is because there does seem like a lot of greenery over here. Let's see, this is March. This is going to be, all right, let's see. This is 2012, April 2nd. Okay, so we are looking at 1, 2, 3, actually starting from here because it's also green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Holy crap. I do apologize. I think this is day and then the month. This is not month and day. So this is not April, but instead February 4th. So this is 4th February, right? So we're looking at a year and then the date and then the month. So 4th February, I think is when we're going back to, and that is basically suggesting for this rally over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Absolutely crazy. Actually, you know what? This is April 2nd. This is basically telling us when the rally ended, right? So when the rally ended or when the streak ended. So this is indeed April 2nd. April 2nd, so 04 is going to be April, 02 is 2nd. And if you come back, this is literally when the streak ended and then we had a red week. So we literally went crazy from Jan 2012 to April 2012. So those were the 4 months. The market just absolutely did not pull back. Every single week was green. This has been the only instance of a winning streak for the Nasdaq in over 24 years where the markets rallied for 14 straight weeks in a row. Okay? So if you go back, unselect, and then if you go over to, let's say, 12, right? So I'm going to unselect everything, and we're going to go down to 12. That's happened once. Again, this is the same. This is March 19, so that's inclusive of that. But going back over to the analysis, and we're going to select everything. So we are now basically operating in an environment where 5 streaks, 5 green weeks in a row has only happened less than 11% of the times in the last 24 years. So take that for what you will. Probability is quite low for us to continue to see that momentum higher. We know that one of these weeks is going to be red. Could be next week, could be the week after. If it's not next week, then we're going to dip down in the 6.2% level. If it's not next week and the week after, then we're going to dip down to 2.25%. In other words, the probability for us to see a red week is only increasing, right? Something to keep in mind, obviously, and that's going to represent that trading opportunity because the markets are overbought. And I found that to be very, very interesting. I wanted to present this data and this analysis for all of you to understand as well. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, find it helpful, make sure that you drop a like. I will be doing a more technical, detailed analysis in our future videos. So over the weekend, I will be going over the technical analysis on the individual stocks and of course going over the markets as well, and where we currently stand at the moment. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think? Like I said, going into next week, there's a less than 10% or less than 11% probability that we're going to see another green week. If you do, then the following week is going to be less than 6%. Okay, so we're going to start to become increasingly overbought, overextended, and the markets are going to be very, very ripe for a potential pullback and a dip moving forward. So let me know in the comment section below, what do you think? Don't forget Cyber Monday sale, 70% off, and coupon code Cyber Monday also available for our courses, which you can access 70% discount. This is the biggest sale of the year, lifetime access to all 4 courses. Link's going to be down below. As always, happy investing, and I will see you all in the next video.